Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
I heard this from a friend of a friend's friend. This is a good friend of mine. He called me last night and said this happened. He bumped into Andrea Berta in central London yesterday. And he walked up to him and was like, "Are you Andrea Berta, new Arsenal sporting director?" He was like, "Yeah, I am." Andrea Berta shows him his lock screen. He's got an Arsenal badge on his lock screen. He's like, "Yeah, this is a picture of my friend Sean Andrea Berta in central London last night, right?"
Big up.
So I called him. I was like, "Mate, you met Andrea Berta?" He was like, you never guess what he said." I was like, "What did he say?" He was like, so I said to him, like,
"Stop the cap.
What's going on? Who are we signing?" Andrea Berta said to him, "Who do you want?" And he said, "Look, a lot of the talk this week has been around Sesko. Like, what's going on with that?" And he kind of shook his head and he was a bit like, And he says, and Sean said to Andrea Berta, "Personally, I want Gyökeres." Andrea Berta goes like this for a fist bump and he goes, "You got him." Fist bumps him and then walks off.
Who the fuck is this asshole? Stop the cap.
So look, I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's just being a nice guy, if he's, just being like, yeah, like whatever, you're just a fan. But look, that's a bit of a match.
Shut the fuck up.
And until we get Mikel Arteta out of this club, we're continuously going to be a swinging pendulum.
God damn.
And until we get the owners out of this club, we're never going to get the investment needed to win a Champions League or a league title.
Hey, man. Sapling guys. Now, nobody's in here as it stands, but, those of you who will watch on playback, I'm here. And the stream is basically me telling you guys that the club's priority is not to get a striker. It never has been. Under this manager, it never will. I said all along, our first signing in this transfer window will not be a striker. But how do I know this? How am I getting this right? How is it that I am predicting that our first signing will not be a striker? How did I know that? Am I psychic? Or do I know the club's pattern? Now, another thing I'll probably be right on is the last signing that we make in this window will be a striker. When all said and done, attacking is the last thing on this club's mind. Yeah, especially this manager. Because like I said before, even under Wenger, he always signed somebody. He never signed, I wouldn't say never, but there were signings that he made, and it's like, we weren't asking for that. We weren't asking for this player. I don't know who this player is, and he turned out to be decent. Yeah? Nobody was begging for Laurent Koscielny and Squillaci. You know what I mean? Nobody was begging for them, but you know what I mean? We got rid of Gallas, and Toure left already. So we got them too. You know what I mean? Van Persie left. We got Podolski and Giroud. You know what I mean? But since this manager's come in, he's signed 7 goalkeepers and 2 strikers. You know what I mean? If you want to class Kai Havertz as a striker, that is. You know what I mean? There's an argument to say, can you class Jesus as a striker? He's more of a wing player. He's more of a winner. But since this manager came in, he spent more money on goalkeepers than he has forwards. Actual, forward, actual striker kind of position. You know what I mean? Since he has been here. Big up to put on the shades. This is ridiculous. And this will keep going on because the signings that we'll make, obviously we signed one Chelsea reject already now. So obviously now the fans are going to and when I say the fans, I'm mainly talking about the toxic positive ones because they'll always have an excuse for this manager. But it also goes to you Teta outs as well. Y'all that claim you want this virus gone, yeah? Y'all that claim the Kroenkes are so bad, yeah, but you're still going to games. Why? Why are you going? Why are you still turning up? If you know the Kroenkes are a problem, and a big one at that, why are you still going to games? Why ain't there a protest like on the thumbnail? Did I not say last season? I made a stream last season. I said the boycott. If we sign another ex-Chelsea player, the fans need to riot at this point. And when I say riot, I mean at the point of where, fam, we ain't doing anything if you are going to sign ex-Chelsea players on the cheap. David Luiz is the only ex-Chelsea player, right, we signed that we won a trophy off. I'm not sure what this club's fetish is for ex-Chelsea players.
Oh, that's classy. Oh, I can't, but this is going too far.
I don't know what the fetish is, but it's something. And it's way beyond a joke now. It's way, we're past all that. It's way beyond a joke. And all I'm seeing on social media is Viktor Gyökeres. Hang on a minute. So it is true. Hang on. Who was it that told me? Was it Zabi that told me in the chat that Gyökeres dumped his girlfriend because he wants nothing to do with Lisbon? Hold on. Let me just share my screen. I don't think you guys are able to hear it because I've been having audio problems. Hold on. Hold on a minute.
That he won't continue at Sporting next season. Viktor Gyökeres has dumped his Portuguese girlfriend because he wants nothing tying him to Lisbon as the Manchester United and Arsenal target pushes for a summer exit. Portuguese outlet TV Guia reported that the couple ended their relationship before Gyökeres left for his summer holiday in Greece. Speculation had reportedly grown over a potential separation after Inés Aguiar had not joined the striker at the wedding of his Sporting teammate Morten Hjulmand and Emily Sophie Nissen, with whom she is said to be close. They added that Gyökeres had decided that he doesn't want anything to tie him to Portugal, especially because he has already made up his mind that he won't continue at Sporting next season.
As a kid, that's all I knew. Arsenal was everything.
Viktor Gyökeres has dumped his Portuguese.
I don't know if you guys can hear that because I've been having audio problems. I don't know if you heard that, but Jesus. I've heard Aaron and DJB make the excuse that they go to games because they love the club. If you love the club, stop going. I'm sorry, I can't get behind this whole thing of I'm going because I love the club. At this point, you have to cut ties. The Kroenkes will never leave at this point. Sorry, I can't back that. Can't do it. Godfrey said that in the last stream. Big up to Andy. RG going through life and death. And Arsenal still can't sign a striker. It's not a cat, we won't. You know what I mean? We'll try and get one on the cheap from Chelsea, Madueke or someone. You know what I mean? And the excuses that's going to be used, right, when we fail again, and when Madueke is doing nothing for us, like Sterling, the excuse is going to be, well, Sesko wanted too much money. Gyökeres is going to cost too much. Watch. That's going to be the excuse. They're going to use, they wanted too much money as an excuse. Sesko, and I said it on a stream earlier, Sesko is nothing more than a Draxler 2.0. That's all he is. You know what I mean? He's a Draxler 2.0. A player that's going to be heavily photoshopped in Arsenal shirts that will never be at this club. You know what I mean? The only chance we've got of signing Gyökeres or Sesko is if they're already Chelsea players that are on the brink of leaving at this rate. You know what I mean? Oh, you can hear it. So why was YouTube being stupid when I did that? I did a whole reaction on this old guy Hold on. Let me go to it. Yeah, this guy. I did a whole reaction on this guy. Yeah. On this guy.
Sad little mutant, right? Who needs attention. He needs to draw attention to himself. And
I did a whole reaction on him. Yeah. And there was no sound on the video when it came to playing the clip, playing the YouTube video. There was no sound. I was fuming. That ruined my day. But you guys could hear that, so that means that my audio problems must be solved. But where was I? What was I saying? Yeah, I said, you know, can't remember what I was saying now. My train of thought's just gone. They probably must have been those hygiene Emirates toilets looking at the logo. Man dumped his girlfriend for Arsenal just to end up at Barca. Well, he don't want anything to do with Lisbon, so at this rate, he'll go anywhere but there. But but this transfer window so far has been a shambles because we haven't addressed what was the most important thing. And we started off by signing a Chelsea reject, another one. You know what I mean? Another Chelsea reject. Yeah? Another Chelsea reject at this club.
Country, get him out! Get him out!
Yeah, again.
Again!
And y'all will keep going games, yeah? And every time you step foot at the Emirates for the men's game, you're telling them everything that's happening is okay. Y'all are enablers. I'm telling you. Every time you step foot at the Emirates to watch the men's game, what you're basically all saying is this is okay. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. You're basically saying it's all right. Because if it's not all right, you wouldn't go. Now we know the tourists. They're gonna go. You know what I mean? They'll go if lava's flowing through the Emirates Stadium and it's melting down. You know what I mean? Like the tourists, they have no standards. They're just vibes FC, just views FC. You know what I mean? So we know they'll go. Yeah. But like I said, it's not, despite paying for your ticket or renewing your season ticket and all that stuff, it's gonna hurt seeing that nobody's there. The viewers aren't viewing. You know what I mean? It's gonna hurt. See, the first stage will be, I'm gonna not turn up to the games, or I'm gonna walk out at kickoff. Yeah. Then the next stage is giving up the season ticket. That's the next stage, but I don't expect people to do that. You know, it's hard for people to get a hold of them to begin with. Some people are waiting decades to get them. So, you know, but something has to be done, and it has to at least start with a boycott outside and inside the stadium. If you go into the games, at least do that. At least boycott inside the stadium in mass. You know what I mean? But no. Y'all are not about that life. You ain't. You know, so looks like it's going to take us getting brushed in the league, you know, to the point where we're not doing anything again for us to wake up. You know what I mean? Maybe do Spurs have to win the Super Cup for y'all to wake up? I don't know. Y'all something else. Cool background, bro. Just replace multiple logos with little ass detail, that picture. I know. I'm gonna create another one because I told ChatGPT a room full of Arsenal badges, Arsenal crest with the Yorkshire Gunner in the neon, and I didn't really want the crests all over the place like that. What I might do is I might replace them with Yorkshire badges. You know what I mean? And I just asked ChatGPT to do these things. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier. Big up to Peppermint Freedom. The same problem is with my club. Tourists will always fill the stadium even if we finish 8th. Yeah, that's the thing. The tourists, they're the killers. You know what I mean? They're virus that thrives off another virus. Let's call a spade a spade. If your club's not doing well, the tourists are the worst thing to happen to the club. You know what I mean? You do not want tourists anywhere near your club if it's in dire situations. You know what I mean? We have a virus of a manager as it is. We have a virus of the Teta Inns as it is. The tourists on top of that. Yeah. I'm interested about that Berta party. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? Let me go and find it, actually. Let me find that for you. Let me find that. Oh, frick's sake, wrong account. Hold on. Just waiting for it. Fuck off. You know when websites just go on the period and start being stupid. Yes, that one. Hurry up. Oops. Ah, there we are. It's from AFC Dylan. That's the person's name. This guy.
Because there's a huge detail that's flown over a lot of heads. For context, Thomas Partey's move to Arsenal came about on deadline day in 2020 when Arsenal activated his £40 million release clause. That same day, he turned down a new contract with Atletico because of a falling out with the club over the cut his agent would take. But the dots are starting to connect here. Have a watch of this.
The agents will get 3% instead of 10%. And I'm like, no, you need to give the 10% to my agent. If not, I want to leave.
So he's battling with Atletico Madrid to get this deal done, but he's not battling with Simeone because, as it says here on a BBC article that broke down the deal, in recent weeks the message Simeone got from him was that he was going to stay. So obviously he's negotiating this deal with the sporting director, who at the time was none other than Andrea Berta. This is a man who doesn't respect Partey or his people at all by the sounds of things. In his last season at Atletico, which was his 9th at the club, so he's not just some youth talent on his first pro contract, he was one of the worst paid players in the squad on just €1.8 million a year, which is less than £30,000 a week. And Andrea Berta had the cheek to tell him this.
You're not going to get anything to pay in this market, this amount of money. And then I called my agents to call Arsenal.
So Partey left to join Arsenal, which left everyone at Atletico livid with the player, all because one man messed up the negotiations. And it's no coincidence that now that same man is at Arsenal, we're going against the manager's word to get rid of one of our best midfielders free of charge because he's demanding too much money. Is he, or is he just trying to make sure his agent's paid properly? Meanwhile, the club have managed to fool people into thinking that Zubimendi is a replacement for Thomas Partey. No, he's not. The plan was to have both, hence why contract renewal talks were a thing in the first place, because Zubimendi's been a done deal for months. So the club wanted to have both, but we've downgraded to Norgard instead. What do you guys think of this? Am I onto something here? Is Andrea Berta a problem, or is Thomas Partey's time just up? Let me know in the comments. So
the top comment here, it says, this is wrong. I watched the interview. Partey didn't have any issues with Berta. It was Atletico president that insisted on the 3% to agent. Please be factual. Now, maybe it might not be Berta, but Berta's come in and Partey has not managed to agree on staying at Arsenal. So to me, that's not making Berta look good. It's not. You know what I mean? Berta also pushed João Felix on the Simeone £110 million flop. I thought it was, yeah, no, I know. I know when you see it, you think he'll probably him. This guy's been on the football terrace a few times. All right. Well, you know, I mean, Berta's on fraud watch. We've signed another Chelsea reject. Yeah. He came in and we signed another Chelsea reject again. Fraud watch. Now let's see what striker we get. If it's Madueke, Berta can fuck off. You know what I mean? He's Edu Part 2. You know what I mean? How can you come in and allow that to happen? You know what I mean? Like I said, we'll see. But you know a club that's actually doing something? No, not a club. You know the side of the club that's actually doing something. Let me show you guys. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, fam.
I guess it's okay to fall in love with a lone player.
See? You know, a lone player that actually did something. Yeah? A lone player that actually did something. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Inject some more of that. You know what I mean? A lone player that actually did something. Unlike Sterling, did nothing. You know what I mean? Chloe Kelly came in January, won the Champions League. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about.
I'm officially an Arsenal player. I can't wait to see you all next season, create special memories together, and of course, win more trophies. Let's go. Hey guys, I can finally say I'm officially an Arsenal player. I can't wait to see you all next season, create special memories together, and of course, win more trophies. Let's go. Hey guys, I can finally say I'm officially.
That's what I'm talking about, fam. You know what I mean? You know when one side of the club is serious, aka the women's side. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But all I'm seeing on this side is ooh, Jokic. All I'm seeing is about Jokeris and nothing's happening. No, there's no movement. It's stagnant. You know what I mean? Stagnant FC. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. This is what I'm talking about. This is what it's all about right here. You know what I mean? You might as well follow the women's team. You know what I mean? A lone player that did something, and now the full-time Arsenal player now. A lone player that did something. You know what I mean? A player on loan came in, won the Champions League, yeah, and did something. You know what I mean? My baller. You know what I mean? My favorite number as well. My favorite number. Get me? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Get me?
You're officially an Arsenal player again. How does that feel?
It feels amazing to be at this club. It's so special. It's a special place to be.
And as soon as I stepped foot in here in January, I knew this was the place where I wanted to spend a long time now. It feels amazing to.
The women's team's ambitious. You know what I mean? Let me catch up to y'all's comments. If he's one of Terry's, we need to treat with a pinch of salt. Yeah, Terry's been going in on this whole, transfer business with Arsenal, man. My man's thriving off all that. Yep, I'm back, my G. I am back. Proper player, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Who the Snow Bunny? That's Chloe Kelly. You know what I mean? Arsenal women's new signing permanently. She was on loan from January of this year and came in and won the Champions League. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Wait, hold on. Let me
Hey guys, I can finally say I'm officially an.
This is the Instagram. This is the Instagram. Get me? That's what I'm talking about. A baller. She had the most powerful shot of was it this year or of last season? A penalty against Nigeria was the most powerful shot in this season. In terms of the mile per hour of the shot. You know what I mean? Won the Champions League, yeah. Won the Champions League and now is a permanent signing. You get me? My baller. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Super Sleggers and Renaissance. Sledgend. That's what she is. Sledgend. Get me? My manager. You know what I mean? Not just win more trophies, of course. Win more trophies. She knows the assignment. You know what I mean? She knows the assignment. She's not saying win trophies, she's saying win more trophies, the difference. She knows the assignment. You get me? Lost a bit of weight. Well, I had laser eye surgery last week. I haven't trained since last Tuesday. So maybe I might have lost two bit of weight since then. No, Batty, very pretty though. I mean, I'm happy with what I see overall. You get me? And she wears number 18, that's my number. You know what I mean? Number 18, that's my number. Right, you running the famous clip, fam. It is fam. Oh, she's dead, aka married. We'll just have to admire from a distance then. You know what I mean? We'll just have to admire from a distance, fam. But that's gonna be running around in an Arsenal shirt from now on. I don't know how long, what the deal is, if it's a 4-year deal, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So we can enjoy watching that. I mean, at least we've got something to look forward to. The ladies playing. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? We're going to see them be playing next season. You know what I mean? 5-year deal. Got 5 years of that, guys. You know what I mean? Till 2030. I ain't complaining. You know what I mean, it's we can just chill and watch ballers ball in an Arsenal shirt. You know what I mean? Don't matter that it's the ladies. Don't matter. Like, we're gonna see Arsenal ball out. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna see the men do it. The men can't do it. You know what I mean? They're stagnant with a Teta virus, Teta 19. Yeah. 2025, the ladies won the Champions League for the second time in their history. Still the only English club to do it. Yeah, man. Arsenal men's employees didn't even say win trophies, just win, win, win. The dog win 3 points to get to Champions League. I'm waiting. Yep, that's all they talk about. In fact, you know what? Let's run this clip back. Yeah, let's run the clip back. Let's run it back. Oh, no, it's not this one. But it's all right. We don't mind watching that again anyway, do we? Which clip was it now?
But you're officially an Arsenal player again. How does that feel?
It feels amazing to be at this club. It's so special. It's a special place to be. And as soon as I stepped foot in here in January, I knew this was the place that I wanted to spend a long time at.
Chloe, long time no see, but you're officially an...
It ain't that clip. I think it was the one on my story. Well, let's run it back. What she said. I mean, what our Chloe Kelly said. Let me just see if it's going to refresh. Yes. She even put this on a story. Hold on. Hold on, isn't it? This next story.
Nice. I had to do it twice. I'm gonna say, man, the first time was so nice. I had to do it twice.
Tanya, she knows the assignment, fam. You know what I mean? She knows the assignment, fam. She knows the assignment. She knows what the deal is. You know what I mean? This is what we have to deal with. We have to deal with this. We have to deal with that. Hold on. This is what we have to deal with.
Here and can't wait to see you all. Hello Gunners, it's Kepa here. Very happy to be here and can't wait to see you all.
That's what we have to deal with, guys. I mean, we just watched the Snow Bunny, yeah, talking about winning more trophies, and Kepa is what the men's have to deal with.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn! What? Fuck! Fuck!
I guess it's okay to fall in love with a lone player.
Where was the one where about winning more trophies? No.
So think of what.
Hey guys, I can finally say I'm officially an Arsenal player. I can't wait to see you all next season, create special memories together, and of course, win more trophies. Let's go.
See that? She knows the assignment.
Hey guys, I can finally...
She knows the assignment, fam. Win more trophies. That's what she said. That came out. Those words came out of her mouth. Yeah, man. Let's run it back. Let's run it back, man.
I'm officially an Arsenal player. I can't wait to see you all next season, create special memories together, and of course, win more trophies. Let's go.
assignment, fam. But this is what we have to deal with on the men's side. Since Super Tets took charge in 2019, Arsenal have signed more goalkeepers than strikers. You could not make this shit up.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn!
You know what I mean? We just seen our snow bunny, yeah, if I can call it that, yeah. Talk about winning more trophies, you know, where she's wearing my number 18, yeah. Talking about winning more trophies off the back of winning the Champions League. Meanwhile, in the men's team, you know, we finished second again, yeah. Hang on a minute, where is it? We finished second again. Talking about progress. That's what we have to deal with on this side. Meanwhile, on the women's side, you know what I mean? We've got Chloe Kelly who balled out for us, yeah, from January till May and won the Champions League. Talking about, of course, win more trophies. See the elite mentality that she has. What mentality do these men have? You know what I mean? We put pressure on Man City. Well, at least that's a mindset that the fans have that are still sucking this up. You know what I mean? Can't wait to see you all. Over 400 million on the broken midfield. So where we are, guys. I'm telling you might as well invest in the women's team. You might as well. I'm telling you, when the women's games are on, I'm telling you, I'm gonna watch what I can. You know what I mean? It might slowly take over this channel because the men's just under this manager and everything like that. I'm sorry, it's just beyond a joke. This with the men's, it's beyond a joke. It's beyond a joke. The fans won't do anything. There's justification for packing out that stadium for the women's game. You can at least give them that. They won the Champions League, yeah, against that Barca team. The least you can do is pack out Emirates for that. Nah, you still want to pack it out for the men's when they've shown you guys, yeah, they've shown everybody, yeah. When push comes to shove, they're not up to it anyway. And we have a manager that's just doing nothing but failing. And why is my thing not red, by the way? It's supposed to be red. I just noticed that. This manager does nothing but fail. Still, man trying to argue keeping Partey on 200 or giving the increase was unreasonable. I would have wanted to keep Partey, to be fair. July the 1st, said be patient, wait and see. Well, Zubimendi will get announced in July. We're told that who else is supposed to be announced? Zubimendi and anybody or Sesko or Gyökeres. I mean, hearing that we signed Sesko in January, we're just waiting to announce it. Why didn't it announce then? I mean, where are these men? Where are they? All their league home games will be at the Emirates this season rather than ground share in Bournemouth Road. Might as well pack it out. Exactly. So I mean, they're going to be at the Emirates this season. So that's justification to pack out the Emirates Stadium for them. I mean, what more do the women's team have to do? Yeah. To grab their attention on them. to keep their attention on them. You know what I mean? They won the Champions League. Something the men's can't do. The men's can't do it. You know what I mean? We have a virus of a manager, right, that will make goofy decisions when in the deep stages of a season. He'll do it every season. You know what I mean? 1 year getting frozen out the way he did, and then when he played him again, it's because everything was over. Same thing to Trossard. Same thing. This is what he does. This is what he does. I told you, when Saka comes back from injury, right, it's bye-bye 1 year. I told you, man, that. Because I know what this virus is like. I know how this virus works. Yeah? I know how it works. Then when we're out of everything and there's nothing to play for, now I'll play it again. You know what I mean? Ethan was on a roll. But this manager felt, let me spoil that. And he'll do it again. Probably Max Dowman's the next victim now. You know what I mean? He'll throw him in. He probably might involve him in some games. But when April comes, watch him freeze him out. Watch. A game we could do with him getting involved in, he won't play him. That's what he does. And I'm supposed to believe he wants to win. Like I said before, he wants to win, but he wants to do it his way. Yeah? He wants to do it his way. If it don't work his way, he doesn't care about winning. That's the difference. This is the money. This is the type of man that he is. Yeah. It's insane. But this is what we're talking about.
Just help me to understand.
He'll keep doing it. Fans will still go to the games, though. Fans will still be there like loyal puppies. Yeah. At the stadium. Basically saying everything's all right. Because I'll still be here. You know what I mean? If your partner's cheating on you, but you keep coming back to them, that tells them it's okay. Same thing. You keep going to the games, you're telling them everything that's happening is okay. You know what I mean? It becomes not okay when the fans are like, I'm not coming there to watch that. If you're doing this, I'm not coming to the stadium. You'll still get the money for the ticket that I have, the season ticket I have, but you won't get the seats filled. You know what I mean? The attendance will be 64,000, but the seats will be empty. Type of settings. And it has to happen in mass. Can't be just one person doing it, 10 people doing it. It has to be to a point where you can visibly see the red seats in the stadium, to the point where the people are just there, just on their own like lemons. That's where we need to get to. But this fan base doesn't have that backbone to do that. Now, mate, by the way, it comes Arsenal after a heart attack. Big up to you, Kurt. That's both sides of Teta fence making excuses to go to games, like you said. Enablers, yep. All enablers at this point. I'm sorry. This won't be the last Chelsea reject we sign either. Everybody knows you need a striker, you need a striker, you need a striker. And that's what's happened to us. Again, Partey has left. Yeah. Look how quick we're getting a replacement for him. Essentially. At least a backup. See how quick they're just rubbing it in your faces. You know what I mean? They're rubbing it in your faces all the time. As soon as As soon as one position's free, oh, we need backup for that area. We need this. We need that. Look how quick we're doing it. We needed a backup goalkeeper, and I don't think Kepa's a bad one. But being a Chelsea reject, they're not going to come here and have the heart, have the fight, have the drive to want to do better. They're not. You know what I mean? This is not. But look how quickly we got it done. You know what I mean? Jorginho and Partey gone. Norgard is looking like he's going to get announced soon, if not already. Look how quickly they're doing it. We've been saying about striker for 5 fucking years, yeah, and look what they did. Look how they responded. Look how slow we are in this window for strikers, and yet people can't see this. They can't see that they're doing it. They're doing this in front of your faces. Let another position need filling and watch how quick we sort that out. But for some reason, a striker's so hard to manage. No, this manager doesn't know how to manage a striker. That's the problem. Hence, that's why we're so stagnant when it comes to the strikers. That's why. He'll know what to do with defenders, midfielders, goalkeepers. That's why he's signing them. A striker, I don't know, he has to be the right one. It has to be a striker that's willing to do what I say. You know what I mean? If I don't want him to be a striker in certain games, he has to obey. That's where we are. This manager doesn't know how to use strikers. He doesn't. You know what I mean? Hence, he's tried to stay clear of one for as long as he can. Yeah? Look at the youngster that we had. He only got a sniff against Ipswich, I think it was, for about 3 minutes. Could have easily brought him on in other games. Didn't want to. Why? Because he was scared he was going to do what Nwaneri did. Ball out. He was scared. Told you, man, this motherfucker he's scared of a player daring to be good as a striker, because he knows, right? He knows that he didn't make it like that. The person's just a striker doing striker things. He wants to be able to mold somebody. I told you guys this. Look at Kai Havertz. He loves him because he molded him into what he is now. Because he never signed him to be a striker to begin with. But you put him back there. Look at Moreno. You know what I mean? If he could get away with it, he'd have Moreno as a striker in and out of games next season. If he could get away with it, he would. He really would. This manager would love nothing more than to succeed doing all that. And that's exactly what I'm talking about winning his way, not winning by any means. He wants to win his way. It's like all them years we've been crying for Arsenal players to shoot, but we always want to try and walk it in, do it the sexy way. And look how many times that's cost us. Same thing all over again. Same thing. Yeah, could be. I see Gang, Christian for you, bro. Who just got up any new signings Arsenal make? He did. He'll do it. He'll do the same thing to Max Dalman. He'll ruin him. In all fairness, he's ruined Saka, in my opinion, because he rushed him back. That's what he does. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I mean. People think it's just about he ain't winning trophies. I told people it's deeper than that for me. It's deep. It's his man management. You know what I mean? I'm arguably the biggest Teta out this fan base has. Because for everybody else, if he wins a trophy, if that being either the league or the Champions League especially, that'll be okay for the majority of these fans. It's not okay for me. You know what I mean? You win either one of those 4 trophies, you can fuck off after that and let somebody else take over. I told you, if he wins a treble, he can stay. An absolute bare minimum double of the league and the Champions League, You win that. You know what I mean? Because I'm sorry, when you came in talking about saying to Willian or win the Champions League in 5 years or some shit, all you've won is a shield since then. You motherfucker, you. Imagine that. Imagine your new manager came in and said, I'm going to win Champions League in 5 years, mate. And you only won a Community Shield in that time. Imagine that. Then tell me that he can just win just either one of the trophies for you to keep him in. Nah, fam. Nope. Nope. More than that. More than that. You have to come with more than that. I've seen City win multiple trophies. I've seen Liverpool do it. I've seen Chelsea do it. I've seen these clubs too many times win multiple trophies in one season. Sorry. Nope. You can't win one and say, yeah, that's fine. Nope. I want multiple too. Especially after all these fucking years. I'm very glad someone like you isn't making decisions for my club. Well, I take it that everything that's happening right now, you're okay with it. That's just me guessing. Playing injured players can't be doing that to end player's career. But according to Bollock Chops, I'm very glad someone like you isn't making decisions for my club. AKA, you have standards, and it's a bit pressure for me to support a club that has standards because I'm comfortable with what the club's doing right now, basically. Big up to you, Mitchell. Big up, bro. This is my new account because I couldn't get into my old one. All right, fair enough. How you been? I've been all right. Well, here we go. Here we go. Right.
Just help me to understand.
So basically, it's another one of those second in the league, mate. Semis at Champions League, mate. Are you crying, mate?
Ah!
See what I mean? You see, I'm telling you. AKA, let me translate this in. We're going on a night out and we're trying to get some girls. Yeah. I went on a night out, mate, and I spoke to some girls, mate, and I got some numbers. And then she was gonna come in taxi home with me, but then a guy that she was seeing came and just took her, mate, and I left empty-handed. But at least I spoke to some girls, though, mate. That's what that is. At least I spoke to some girls, FC. That's what that is. I tried FC. Second in the league and semis in the Champions League, and you're crying. You're damn right I'm crying. In fact, I'll double down on that. You're damn right I'm crying.
Crying to me, and I'm not having it.
Damn right I'm crying. What did we win? What was the trophy we got when we did that? Name the trophy that we won, or trophies that we won. Name them.
I'm waiting.
Name the trophies that we won.
I'm waiting.
What was it? What was the name of the trophies that we won when we came second in the league and semis in the Champions League that I'm crying about? Just name. That's all I want. Just name that trophy. Name the trophies.
I'm waiting.
Name them. What was the name of them? Oh, yeah. I'm not on YouTube right now. I'm just on the StreamYard. But I'm waiting. Someone go to the local shop and buy this man a participation trophy. He really wants a trophy. Someone go buy him one. Participation trophy. How do I want the participation trophy when you've literally used finishing second? right? Finishing second and Champions League runners semi-finalists as a way of saying, you crying that we did all that, man. You should be thankful that we did all that, man. Come on now. The trophies that I want is the ones. I'll show you. I'll show you actually. In fact, hold on. I'll show you. You see the mindset that I'm after. Yeah. This is this right. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm on about, fam. You know what I mean, that's what I want. That now listen to this.
Finally say, I'm officially an Arsenal player. I can't wait to see you all next season, create special memories together, and of course, win more trophies. Let's
win more trophies, she said. You know, this is Chloe Kelly, who was on loan at the Arsenal women's last season, from January till May last season. Yeah, and she came in and helped Arsenal women's win the Champions League against that Barcelona side, who were already champions, 2-time champions in a row, and was chasing a three-peat of the Champions League. Barca team that was unbeaten for like ages, smoking teams 9-0 and all that shit, 7-0 and all that shit. And she was part of that Arsenal team that won that. And now she's here talking about she wants to win more trophies.
Arsenal player. I can't wait to see you all next season, create special memories together, and of course, win more trophies. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Elite mentality, that. Get me. But look what we're dealing with. This is what we have to deal with. This is us.
Hello, Gunners. It's Kepa here. Very happy to be here and can't wait to see you all.
A Chelsea reject. That's what we've got to look forward to for the men's. I just want to see us win trophies, fam. Not participation. We'll finish second in league, though, mate. Don't care. I mean, second in the league and semi-finalists of the Champions League. I'm crying. You're damn right I'm crying, like I said. Because I haven't won a trophy. I'm not seeing the men's team win a trophy. Saw the women's team do it though. I'd say the bonus with the women's team is they're nice to look at and they lifted the trophy. They gave me a double whammy. They gave me that. I've been following the men's team for a very long time. Seen some trophies. But in recent times, the infection of the virus, Teta 19, has made it so that we don't really do that anymore, to the point where under his watch, he had to watch Spurs go win a trophy. Don't matter who the first signing is, what matters is who we have brought in after the window is closed. Arsenal fans are always looking for something to be angry about, and these YouTubers love it. All right. So, for example, if somebody damaged your car, yeah, they've done visual damage to your car, and they said to you, I understand how it makes you feel, the damage that I've done to your car, but first, when I come in the next day and I see you, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apologize, because obviously I need to apologize for how I've made you feel and what I've done to your property, right? And when you see them and they come in, they ignore you. They greet everybody else around you, and they don't acknowledge you yet. Yeah? Let's just say they finally say sorry, but they didn't do it first thing. Wouldn't you feel like the first thing they should have done is address how they made you feel? Wouldn't you say that's what you think that's the first thing? You know what I mean? If that's important, it's the first thing that you'd address. Y'all fall for the same thing all the time. You know what I mean? We'll watch signings, yeah, to distract away from what we actually need, to take away pressure from this club. That's what this club does. And that's what it's doing. That's why striker want the first thing that we're going to address. You know what I mean? Wear the window down, then turn around and say, well, we couldn't get that player because you wanted too much money. Oh, well, sorry. Chelsea took that player from us, or Man United took that player from us, or Liverpool took that player from us. Pissing around too much. Oh, no. Partey leaves, get no guard straight away, don't we? Arsenal had the same season as City, won foot call. No, you lot had a better season than us. You won the Community Shield. you still won something, technically. Got to be the league. Been waiting 20 years. If he gives me the league, he can fuck off after that on a high. You know what I mean? On a high. That's how I see it. Arsenal are apparently the third biggest club in England, or chops for act like it and win a trophy. Yeah, we don't act like it. That's the problem. And with fans like that, you wouldn't think that they support the third biggest club in the country. Chloe Kelly is literally more technically gifted and qualified than Martinelli. Can't argue with that at this moment in time. But we've got a decent player on our hands for the Arsenal women's. And, you know, not bad to look at. You know what I mean? You know. We sat 3 years ago. Yep. 180 million from winning second and 170 million from Champions League earnings. I understand that the only word in your vocabulary is trophy, but if you don't think last season was an accomplishment, don't do this.
What?
Don't do that. He didn't need to go that far. Look at this. Baller. Baller alert. You know what I mean? Baller alert. Anyways. So we made Bare Money FC. See? So don't you think it's embarrassing that we made all this money and we're stagnant? I understand the only word in your vocabulary is trophy. Well, what are we in the sport? Come on now. Why do fans support this club? Are you telling me the trophies had nothing to do with it? What are we here for? What are you trying to do when you play in the Premier League, EFL Cup, FA Cup, and Europe? What are you trying to do? You're trying to win the trophy. You know what I mean? And you had the audacity to talk about participation trophies to me, when literally there's nothing more I accept participation trophies than fans that don't complain when they don't win trophies. Come on now. Jesus. It's so easy for you to cross your arms and demand trophies. It's easy to demand we are shitty hound. And you know who finds it even easier to win trophies? The clubs that actually do it. Man City find it easy. They even last season they still escaped with a shield. Even that. But you know, people don't want to count that, which is fair enough. But let's not ignore City's previous seasons before last season. Look at Man United. Look at Spurs now. Liverpool. Chelsea. It's easier for me to cross my arms and demand trophies. Yeah, it was even easier for Leicester to win a major trophy since the last time we did. Besides the FA Cup and the Community Shield, if you want to go that far, every domestic trophy, Leicester have won it more recently than Arsenal. That's Leicester City. Leicester came up, struggled to stay up, stayed up, won the league, went down eventually. Or after winning the FA Cup as well, went down, came back up, and still was like, oh, Arsenal still haven't won the league yet. Besides the Community Shield, Leicester have won everything that we could possibly win and they could possibly win more recently than us. Does that not piss you off? Leicester fans can say, we won the FA Cup more recently than you. We won the EFL Cup more recently than you. We've won the league title more recently than you. They can literally say that and we can say nothing. The only thing we can say in response to who's won what more recently is, oh, we won the Community Shield more recently. But nobody's going to go down for that, are they? That doesn't piss you off. Man United fans can say, we've won a trophy more recently than you. That not piss you off. Spurs fans can now say, we've won a trophy more recently than you. Does that not piss you off? Literally, we're supposed to be this big side now, yeah? Unbeaten against top six. And the whole of top six has won a trophy more recently than us. The whole of the big six, sorry. So who's the big six? Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, what, Man United? And who's the other one? What, Spurs? What was it? Was it Spurs meant to be the big six? They've all won a trophy more recently than us. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? But we're finished second, mate. Champions League semi-finalists. That's a problem. Unbeaten against the big six, mate. That's what we can flex. And we'll do it again next season. Watch. We'll probably go unbeaten against the big six again. Yeah. We'll probably go unbeaten again against the big six. And we'll be talking like, oh, see, we're still unbeaten against big six, mate. Meanwhile, the same big six that have all won a trophy more recently than us. People were hiding in their fucking houses, yeah, when we last won a trophy. It's very easy to sit there and cross your arms and demand trophies. Like I said, you look at the clubs around us, it's even easier for them to win a trophy against us. Look at Liverpool. Tanya, don't let Leeds United be in the title race next season because they'll beat us to it under this manager. You know what I mean? If Liverpool can just come out of nowhere with a new manager and sign one player and win the league title against us, anybody can do it at this point. Liverpool couldn't win a league title in front of fans with witnesses, yeah, for 35 years until Arsenal came along and was like, well, it should be our season now. You know what I mean? 35 years. Winning the title with fans present. Couldn't do that. Telling you, like I said, everybody's a threat to me while this manager's still here. $20 years, over 20 years for the league title. Man want to come in here talking about, oh, it's easy to demand trophies and fold your arms, mate. I'm Kroenke out, not Arteta out. Well, some people see the owners as more of a bigger detriment than the manager. I see it as it's both of them. Because I know the Kroenkes didn't tell Super Tets, don't you dare sign a striker. I know they're not saying that. I know they're not saying that. The whole striker thing, that's the manager. Because he wants to work with what he wants to work with. We've never had this problem before. We've never had a problem of we'll sign everything but that position. Never had that problem before. Never. It's always we signed somebody, it just might not have been the person that we wanted. For example, if we wanted, like, we could have signed Kante, but we ended up with Granit Xhaka. That type of thing. You know what I mean? But we signed somebody. Always signed somebody. But since this manager came in, he's just been avoiding the striker position like the plague. That's it. That's him. Yeah, I can't see Martinelli getting any better next season. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't see him getting any better. Just can't. Don't get me started on him. You know what I mean? True baller here. That's the definition of, when you fall in love with a lone player. That's the definition right there. You know what I mean? Where's all the ballers with all this money we have? Well, we was told if you get Champions League football, that's how you attract world-class players. That's all I heard. Since we got Champions League football, we haven't signed not one world-class player. Why are we signing Norgard? We signed better players when we were in Europa League. We honestly signed, I said this before anyway, we signed better players when we were in Europa League. We signed the Aubameyang with Europa League. We signed Pepe with Europa League. People have this imaginary thing about Pepe, that Pepe was such a bad player, which okay, that's apparently he was so bad. You know what I mean? Who have we signed that's better than Pepe? Who have we signed that's better than Aubameyang? No, don't tell me about players that came through the academy like Saka and them. Don't talk to me about them. Is Martinelli better than Nicolas Pepe? But even then, we signed Martinelli. We were in Europa League again. So I'm yet to see the benefits of Champions League, because when you compare players that we signed when we were in the Champions League, yeah, and players that we signed in Europa League, apart from the period of when we were actually winning league titles, outside of that, has there been a drastic difference between, oh, well, we signed that player when we had Champions League and then we signed this player when we had Europa League? We'd have signed Aubameyang with Champions League or no Champions League, clearly. Champions League or no Champions League, no matter. We signed Aubameyang. You think we would have had less chance of signing him if we were in Champions League? Come on now. We signed him and we're in Europa League. So all this talk about you need Champions League football to attract world-class players, man. It's bollocks. It's a lie. You know what I mean? Still waiting for my ballers while having Champions League football. The women's signed this baller. And they've won the Champions League. I just said at the end of the season, I go on my holidays now. It's up to the guy. Yeah, he said that. Look, he knows what he's doing when he's saying that. He knows what he's doing when he's saying that. Basically, what he's saying is when we do what we always do, you can't blame me for it. That's basically what he's saying. You know what I mean? You can't be falling for that. I mean, you can't be falling for that. Okay, people being happy with challenging. We should be winning stuff. It's been 6 years, half a decade. When it cuts numbers, never smashing FC. Yeah, that's that. All these people defending Super Tets would be happy to get numbers on a night out, and you get nothing after that because I at least spoke to her. You know what I mean? As I said, I'm just going to get my baggy trousers and red nose and join the circus. Why are you hating the manager and not the ownership? I'm hating on both of them. But like I said, the owners didn't tell this guy, do not sign a striker. They didn't tell him that. What's the new phenomenon here is the avoidance of signing a player in a certain position. Everything else is relatively the same. It's just that now we seem to be signing ex-Chelsea players every season now. I think it's only the 2022 season was the only season since Super Tex has been here that we haven't signed an ex-Chelsea player. Otherwise, we've done it every single season since. Super Tex said he had the final say on transfers. But the owners didn't say to him, you're not signing a striker. I'll let you sign a goalkeeper, defenders, and midfielders and wingers. But I'm not letting you sign a striker. I'm not giving you this money to sign a striker. They didn't say that to him. So how am I going to say it's the Kroenke's fault that we ain't signing a striker? It's bollocks. You know what I mean? And then he's trying to turn around and say, back in January about how, I needed players, but I didn't get the support, essentially. It's like, fam, you were given money last August. You decided to get a DM, a defender, a goalkeeper, and Sterling. And you almost won the league. You nearly won the league, and that's how you responded. So, yes. You're damn right I'm putting it on tail. But I'm also putting it on ownership. Because the ownership, Super Tex could sign 5 defenders in this window and be done with that, and the owners will be okay with it. That's the problem. Teta can do anything. It'll be fine. But it's what Teta's doing that's a problem now with the money that he's being given to spend. So it's not just Teta, it's the owners. But I'm sorry, avoidance of signing a striker, that's not the owners. There's nothing nobody can say that's going to make me believe that it's the owners that's been avoiding the strikers. No, not at all. Not at all. apparently supporting the third biggest club in the country, and we can't demand trophies that we haven't won for half a decade. You know, it's mad. You're saying it's not the Kroenkes, it's the manager. The problem. You think Teta has control that Wenger had? He doesn't. Berta is in charge of transfers. The board overruled him in January. The Kroenkes are okay with anything that goes on. That's the problem. They're okay with anything that goes on. So this phobia that Teta has with strikers, he's allowed to exercise that, because the owners aren't going to say to him, "You need a striker." The owner's not going to say anything. They'll give him money, and he's like, "Well, you do what you need to do." We never had this problem under Wenger where he avoided signing. For example, there was never a position Wenger avoided. There wasn't a position. He didn't avoid signing a player of a certain position. He didn't avoid it. He always signed somebody. He just might not be always what we wanted of the player that he signed, but he didn't avoid it. Teta has gone out of his way to avoid 7. He signed 7 keepers. He signed more keepers than strikers. Come on now. Look how he's managed the team. Look how he's managing these players. Look at the game time he didn't want to give the youth strikers. But when it came to the youth of a midfielder or left back or a winger, he would give them time, aka Wanyeri and Skelly. You know what I mean? He's shown us he's not about that life. Other teams like City, Liverpool buy players to compete for the starting positions and keep the hunger alive for trophies, and hence why they're going to continue to win them. You know what I mean? He bottled on purpose, always fumbling January window. It's obvious he needs signing, bench weak as hell. Teta asked for a strike in January. The board overruled him. He doesn't make the transfer decisions better than board who. What do you think Berta's job is? Well, so far Berta's job is what effect does it has if we're signing another ex-Chelsea player? Teta saying he asked for a strike in January. Okay, that's what he wants. That's what he wants to tell everybody. We asked for it for years. So do we really believe he asked for a striker in January? You know what I mean? It's a great way to virtual signal. Is that we asked for years. Yeah. He came off the back of 2 title races, didn't sign 1 striker in that time. And now in January, he's saying, "Oh, I asked for a striker." Come on now. Make it make sense. He's asking now. He's asking now, and look, what was the first signing? A goalkeeper right now. And he's gonna gaslight the thing and say, "Oh no, in January, I asked for a striker, but I didn't get one." Where's the striker now then? He clearly don't believe he needs it as urgent now, does it? I'm telling you. When I know the pattern of how this guy works, it's hard to argue against it. You know what I mean? Talking about Teta trying to say he asked for a striker in January. I heard that bollocks. You know what I mean? He just said what all he's doing is saying what the toxic positives will lap up so that they can use what you're doing. Oh, well, Arteta asked for it, but the owners didn't give him it. We were asking for it in August of last year. And he gave us Sterling. Then he had the nerve. After the owners gave him money, then he had the nerve to try and say, "No, I need a striker now." I'm sorry. The owners probably told him, "Look, I gave you money in January. Now you want money to you should have got this in January." You know what I mean? The January window in all fairness, the January window is to solve fuck ups from August. That's what it is. Or if you get injuries, then the January window you can get some loans in or some shit like that. Didn't want to do it. Didn't even take advantage of the transfer window in January, and he's trying to remove the accountability of him. You know what I mean? Not having it. Not having it. This club and this manager made me here. Watkins was available in January. Villa said 60 million. Teta said yes. Get him. The board said no. 6 million is too much for a player his age. We'll only pay 40, which Villa rejected. Teta wanted him. Owner said no. If that's the case, why the stagnation on a striker now? Well, I heard about the 60 million goofy bid for Watkins. I heard about that. Villa weren't going to sell him to us anyway. They weren't. Villa will probably take 60 million right now. Yeah. They'll probably take it right now. They weren't going to sell to us then anyway. Especially with Emery, he's still salty. You know what I mean? But Teta's trying to say that yes, to get him in the board, but the board was like, no, we ain't getting him because of the age and the money and the age. But 65 for Havertz was good enough. Sorry, again, it's another taking the accountability away from Super Tets. You know what I mean? The board, the owners are not telling him you're not signing a striker. Overall, they're not. If we needed a striker so badly, as Teta's tried to make out that he really wanted one so badly, we'd have one in right now. They're taking a piss. Because Wenger in complete control, Teta doesn't have the complete control. You've proved my point. You think Teta has the control Wenger had. Teta said himself that he has the final say on the transfers. He doesn't. Teta has Berta, who has control of the transfers. So now we're moving it over to Berta now. So was Berta the reason why we signed Sterling, Moreno, and Calafiori and Neto last in 2024? Was Berta the reason we got Kai Havertz after Lille winning the league from being 8 points clear for most of the season? Was that Berta as well? Not signing a striker. Was that Berta at that point as well? Because what this seems like to me is, it's Berta, mate. Berta's the one that's not. He has the control, mate. So who had control before then? Because it seems like Berta is, now again, when we fail again, it's all going to be Berta now. So they found a new scapegoat now. I said Berta's on fraud watch anyway, but not to the point where I'm just blaming him for everything. I'm going to blame him for everything. You know what I mean? It just means that he's not different. Not much use. You know what I mean? The theme is still the same. Whose idea was it to get rid of Balogun, who scored 22 goals the season prior while on loan in France, but to keep Nketiah on 100 grand a week, who got us 4 goals when Jesus was injured when we were in the title race in 2023? Was that Berta as well? Now, I get why he didn't give him a go. Because he's scared that he'll do something. He's scared that he'll actually do his job. Because it won't be him that made him into the player that he is. It's just that he is that player. You know what I mean? Fans want to ignore how he's quick to get rid of strikers, youth strikers and all that. They want to ignore that part. But notice how he's keeping everything around it, essentially. Teta PR only gaslighting fans with these wanting a striker in January. If he wanted a striker, he would have gone and bought one in his 5 seasons. Exactly. He had all that time to buy a striker. Every man and his dog on social media, on football media, on Sky Sports were all talking about signing a striker. Arsenal need a striker. Ex-professionals, pundits were all saying it. Yet he avoided doing it, and then in January, when it went up shit's creek, now he's saying, "Oh, I want a striker, mate. I'm begging for one, mate." Bollocks. What have we signed now? Kepa. It's bollocks. He could have at least signed a striker straight away and made everybody believe, yes, I tried to get this in January. He didn't even do that. Come on now. Come on, people. He didn't even do that. He went back to default settings. I'm just going to sign another goalkeeper. I'm going to sign a midfielder. I'm going to sign everything I need but a striker. He went back to factory default settings, fam. And y'all fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Y'all are something else, you know. And I think my connection's messing up. But y'all are something else. Raheem Sterling. Let's not forget that. I guess that was Berta's fault as well. You know what I mean? Raheem fucking Sterling. The only position on loan was the forward position, by the way. That should tell you all you need to know about how much this guy wants to avoid getting a forward. It's killing him. This transfer window is killing him. That he has to sign a striker, and like when it comes to like the pressure, is Madueke even a striker? What? In fact, let me find something, man. What is it? What position is it? He's a winger. He's a winger. He's not even a striker. He's a winger. Hang on, let me just check something. He can play as a striker though, can't he? I thought he was a striker. I knew it was kind of a winger type, but I thought it was like either play behind the striker or a striker kind of position, but he's a winger. Isn't he'd be one of them players that can yeah. I can see how this is going to play out. Almiron is better than Martinelli. And Berta went even here, and we bottled the league twice. I mean, they're going to pin it on. They're going to pin everything on Berta now. Trust me, watch. Anything to escape Teta of anything. Yeah, that's what I mean. Berta could walk tonight, and somebody else can come in, and it'll be his fault. Other fans hoping we fail so they can pat themselves on the back for being right. No, you see, the thing is, I want us to succeed. I just don't believe we will. And when we fail again, because this manager is not good enough to get us on the line. When we fail again, right, we'll all be there. We'll be there to see it, to see him walk out this door, because he ain't good enough. I want him to succeed, but I know he won't. He ain't good enough. You know what I mean? if I have a Nissan Micra, I can want it to be as fast as a Ferrari. All I want. It's not going to happen. That's what it's like having this manager as our manager. It's not going to happen. No. And last season, I believe this guy would win as the FA Cup. I said last season, I made a video this time last year saying, no, this is why I believe we'll win the FA Cup in 2025. Look how quickly we went out. No, it was Edu in those windows. Now it's Berta. The board and Kroenkes gave the final okay on transfers. It's not the manager. Teta gives his opinion, but doesn't hold any weight on the final say. So basically, us not signing a striker, are you saying that that's the owners? Are you saying that Teta wanted some strikers, said to the board and everyone, I want so and so, who's a striker, and they said no? Is that what we're saying? Just so we're clear here. So why didn't he sign one? What's your argument, genius? Striker. Why didn't you sign striker? You don't want one. He wants to make a player into a striker. You know what I mean? What he did with Kai Havertz and what he's done with Moreno, that's what he wants to do. And he wants to win like that. He wants to do what Pep does. If he can sign another DM and turn him into a prolific goal scorer, and then we win from that, that would suit him to the ground. He doesn't want to sign somebody that's already that. You just have to look at his time at Arsenal as a manager to know this. He got rid of a prolific goal scorer in Aubameyang, didn't replace him, and since then has been experimenting, trying to do the Pep move. He doesn't want to sign a striker. I'm telling you, if he can get away with it again, he will not sign a striker in this window. He will sign a winger at best that can maybe play there. I'm actually Conky out, not Bert out. I'm just explaining the transfer process because everyone thinks Teta makes all the transfer decisions and he doesn't. So we are saying that the board is the ones avoiding the striker then. It's not the manager. So when Wenger wasn't avoiding any positions, Teta comes in and suddenly the board doesn't want to give him a striker to sign. Everywhere else is fine. Keepers, so he can sign several goalkeepers. That's fine. The board will say yes to that. But when it comes to a striker, not even. See, the thing is, it's not even the fact. He's not even signing a striker that's an absolute no-namer. He's not even doing that. That should tell you how much he's avoiding it. He's not even doing that. Madweke, you're having a laugh. That's the interest. That's who Arsenal are interested in. I'm not. I understand the way transfers work. I worked in finance for 10 years, so I have certain level of knowledge on the subject. So you'll understand that the board then are telling this manager no to every single striker that this manager's apparently gone to them to want to sign. You'd have to look at it and be like, this is a bit suspect. No? Don't matter if you care or not. I'm just explaining my knowledge. That's a valid question. Who signed Kai Havertz? Yeah, the Kroenkes Colorado Raptors got like 6 forwards and a number 9. Not Kroenkes' fault. It's Arsenal. Well, see, you see, all this defense of Teta now is already it's fallen apart anyway. It was never built to begin with. It was a Lego that was never going to stay assembled. You know what I mean? I can't believe people have it in their heads that Teta is not trying to avoid a striker. These men don't know Teta as much as I do, clearly. I'm not worried about Arsenal winning. but some people want to be scammed by believing this fraud. The people don't mind being scammed, believing in this virus of a manager that we have. He just has to say certain things and they'll believe it. Like, for example, Teta turning around and saying, "I wanted a striker in January," and then the fans lapped it up and believed him and made it look like the Kroenkes said to him no, as if the Kroenkes didn't give him money already. You see, if the Kroenkes told him no in January, that's because they gave him money in August to sign what he needed to sign, knowing that January is one of those goofy transfers where transfer windows where it's like you can't really expect to spend big. Personally, I believe that Teta didn't want to sign a striker in January. He didn't want to. That's what I believe. He wanted a virtual signal. Like if that 60 million bid for Watkins, if Villa accepted it, Teta would have been like, shit. We weren't supposed to accept it, supposed to reject it. So I look like I'm trying. That's at best that's probably what would have happened if they'd accepted it. You know what I mean? It probably did him some good seeing them reject that. You know what I mean? Because then it can be like, I tried to sign them, but they said no. So sorry. You know what I mean? Telling you, I ain't fooled by this shit. I wanted to be wrong because I never liked Teta. Can't pretend he's good enough anymore. Yep, I'm at the level where it's like, I want to be wrong, but I know I won't be. You know what I mean? Yeah, explaining Watkins' situation in January. Teta gave the okay to sign him for 60, but he was overruled. I know you might not like that example, but that's what happened. No, if that's what we want to believe, then we should have no problem getting a striker now, seeing though we needed one so much. We should have no problem now. Should have no problem at all. Should be easy, really. You know what I mean? Should be easy. Teta doesn't sign a player. I'll spot director, chief might get involved. So who's avoiding a striker then? Tell me that. Just answer that question. Who is avoiding signing a striker? It's been half a decade. We've only signed 2 forwards in that time, Trossard and Jesus. Who is avoiding signing a striker? Who's doing that? Because it sounds like to me that you're saying the Kroenke said no to every single striker presented to him, but couldn't say no to a goalkeeper, a midfielder, a defender. They can't say no to them for some reason. But when it comes to a striker, they're saying no to Teta. So Teta is at a club where he can't sign a striker, but he can sign everything else. I don't know a single club that operates like that, but I need you to tell me who you think is avoiding signing a striker. I need to know. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting.
I'm waiting!
Even Pep changed the system. He brought Haaland, Alvarez when he saw that his false nine with Jesus was not going to work anymore. And Teta want to win so bad his way instead of admitting he was wrong. Yep. What did I say in one of my streams before? I said Pep signed a prolific goal scorer in Haaland. Why isn't Teta mimicking that then? Because he literally watched Pep do it. He saw Pep sign Haaland and blitz the league and win the treble. Why isn't he mimicking that? Why doesn't he want to mimic that? Why does he still want to stay with this whole, I can fix a player. I can turn him into a number 9. I can turn him into my number 9. Why does he want to do that? This goes to show he doesn't care about winning if it's not his way of winning. So what's the point of being a manager of a team of players you never wanted? This is the thing. You think I'm going to sit here and believe that, you know, he's just he wants all the players that he got in. He didn't want neither of them. None at all. Most clubs settled that way now. They have sporting directors. England's never fan had full control of transfers, but it doesn't work like that anymore. Okay, so who is allergic to number 9s? If it's not the manager, it has to be the Kroenkes then. The Kroenkes are allergic to number 9s. I think as best as I can. The manager isn't necessarily joining thinking they will never get the players. Who's avoiding the number 9? So are the owners scared of strikers? Are the owners saying no to every single striker, but when it comes to goalkeepers, defenders, and midfielders, it's a yes? So this manager just can't get a number 9. So everybody's a no. So he can't even sign a striker for £20 million. He can't even do that. He can't even do that. What if we get none of them? What if we get none of them? We don't get Sesko or Gyökeres, which I believe will happen. We won't get none of them. But if we don't get none of them, then whose fault is it? Is it the Kroenke stepping in and saying, look, you two, stop fighting. You're not getting either of them. You know what I mean? Exactly, it's the Kroenkes. They brought in a guy who is a lawyer, who has a final say all over every transfer. I said no to Watkins anyway. I'll dig out his name. So basically, guys, so he's finally answered. So basically, the Kroenkes are basically saying to Super Tets, you're not signing a striker. You can bring me names of goalkeepers, left backs, right backs, centre backs, attacking mids, defense. Well, we don't really sign them. Defensive mids, centre mids. You can bring me them, and yes, for the most part, I'll let you sign them. Wingers, yeah, maybe, yeah, but striker, no. You can't sign. You know, don't want to hear striker. Don't want to hear that. That's basically what the Kroenkes are doing. All right. Okay. The only club in the world that's owned by a bunch of people that don't want to sign a striker. That's what I mean. You know how stupid it sounds. You know what I mean?
What?
It sounds dumb, doesn't it? So basically, Arsenal Football Club, the men's at least, anyway, are the only club on planet Earth that has owners that doesn't want the manager to sign any strikers and refuses to let the manager try and sign a striker, even though the manager wants some. But he's allowed to sign several goalkeepers over the years, midfielders and defenders. £65 million is spent on forwards since he's been here as this manager. £65 million on forwards. That's not Kai Havertz, by the way. That's the Jesus and Trossard. £65 million. You man are somewhere else, man. I'm telling you. You man are somewhere else. I wear structure in the team. There's a reason that the board don't trust Teta and got Berta, because when the players don't perform, no one will buy them because of their wages. Yeah, nobody's going to buy some of our players that are playing bummy that are on these high-ass wages, man. You know what I mean? Not necessarily saying no to that position, but his job is to look at every player we are going to sign and see if his financial objective is sound. And he said no to Watkins in January. So what about the rest of the years? Let's not just talk about Watkins in January. Let's talk about the previous years as well. Let's talk about August. Why did we only end up with Sterling as our only forward signing? And it was a loan. It wasn't a buy. You know what I mean? Why? You know what I mean? Come on now. What, January 2024? Why did no striker come through? August 2023. Why did no striker come through? Since Aubameyang left, why was the strikers not coming through? So what's the trouble with finances? When it comes to forward players, why is that such a struggle? Like I said, it's not like we're signing a striker that was 15, 20 million pounds, a cheap striker that we don't know of. It's not even like we're doing that. We're not even doing that. Under Wenger, we were at least doing that. You know what I mean? So Wenger had, so you said Wenger had the full control and obviously and everything like that, right? Wenger had the full control. And we never had this problem of avoiding signing players in certain positions. Yeah. But now he's saying it's the Kroenkes. And now you're shifting the blame on them, that they're the ones basically saying, no, I don't want a striker, man. Yeah, so he looked at the options we had last summer. We had Sesko on the table, but he wanted to wait another year. So the lawyer looking at it objectively, that made more sense. Doesn't to anyone else. But still, we still didn't sign a striker, though, did we? You know what I mean? How many? If you're a so-called big club, how many times can a player can turn around and say to a big club, "Nah, I don't want to sign right now. I'll maybe another year I'll sign for you." You think you can do that to Real Madrid? You know what I mean? They'll say, "Oh, fuck off then, and I'll sign somebody else." You know what I mean? Why didn't we work like that? So basically, players can basically tell us, "Nah, I don't want to sign now. Wait for me next year." That's the club we are now. That's the club we are now. That's the club we are. Basically, players can turn around and say, "Not yet." Basically, they can turn around and say, "Nah, not yet. Not right now." Oh my days, man! How many of y'all believe this shit? You know what I mean? So basically, imagine I nearly won the league and I'm trying to sign a striker. The strikers told me, wait another year. I don't want to leave right now. So I'll get a bum player on loan as my winger. So I'll sacrifice getting a striker for the season coming up because that striker want me to wait. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Imagine you nearly won the league. You want to sign a striker now because everybody's been talking about it. Everybody knows you need one. And then the striker you wanted said, "I don't want to leave right now. Next season I'll leave. Okay, I'll wait for you." Translation. Let me translate it. You ask a girl out. You fancy her. You ask her out and she says, "I don't want to go out with you right now. I'm currently still in a relationship, but when I break up with my boyfriend in a year and a half's time, then come back to me." How many of you are really going to wait like that, like a simp? Go on now. Jesus. Y'all are something else, you know. Y'all making up these excuses. Y'all are something else. Your argument just falls apart. When you pick it out with sense, it falls flat on its face. But y'all are funny. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, so he's gone to Fenerbahce. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. And you, a lawyer looking at it objectively, that makes sense. It's also exactly what he said in January. They'll sign Watkins in Jan for 60 million. Get Sesko in the summer. Makes sense. Makes no sense. Well, this club is this club clearly has no ambition to want to win. If they're trying to go down the route of let me if the player says wait, I'll wait. You know what I mean? No ambition at all. Two things can be true. We are not Madrid. We can't move like Madrid. Also, we are an attractive club for a lot of talent. It isn't as binary as some make it out. Does that make sense? Yeah, we might not be Madrid, but we're still a big club. I'm seeing other teams around us move like big clubs when trying to get business done. We can talk about, some other clubs didn't finish above us in a while now, but they won trophies. It's funny how the clubs that are spending money on areas that they need have all, that are around us, have all won something recently. I won't wait. Who's waiting? You know what I mean? Who's gonna wait for that kind of deal? You know what I mean? All I'm hearing is justifications as to why we've been avoiding signing a striker. It's insane. What we was told, we left Highbury to compete with Bayern and Real. What have we done? That's what I mean. So we left Highbury to come to the Emirates, so we can tell strikers, if you don't want to sign for me yet, it's okay. I'll wait. I won't sign anybody else. I'll wait. That's basically what we did. So basically, she's not going to sleep with me yet because she says I have to wait. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay celibate to wait for her. It sounds stupid, doesn't it? I agree we should move on from Sesko, but also we shouldn't delude ourselves that we are a Madrid level club. We might not be Madrid level, but we were told we were going to compete with them, man. That's the thing. That's why we moved into the Emirates. We might as well stay at Highbury. We were told we were going to compete with these men. You were saying that when we beat him. Yeah, I bet man was sucking him off when we beat him. You know what I mean? I am on a local spot. We aren't Madrid, mate. We can banter them, but we aren't them. But we're supposed to compete with them. Tim Lewis, that's who it is. Corporate lawyer and personal advisor for the Kroenkes, and he has final say on each and every transfer. So he's basically the one that's basically saying, don't sign strikers, mate. I don't like them, but you can sign anything else. That's what I'm led to believe. Anyways, I'm gonna so our best place for nothing, YG. I think Nicholas Anelka is still in the top 3 of our sales in the Premier League era of the transfers. That was 1998, 1999. Let that sink in. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it here. Like the stream, share the stream, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials. The link is in the description below. I will see you guys. Let me just get to this last comment. Let's win against Madrid. Amazing, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it here anyway. Find me a scenario where Tim Lewis has put his full backing behind signing to the Kroenkes since he's been involved in the club. Just me, you will find it. Before I go, will I find him essentially announcing that he doesn't like strikers. That, you know, when it comes to strikers, when a striker's name's mentioned, he says no to every single one pretty much. But then everything else, you know, is fine. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Big ups. Peace out. And I'll see you in the next one.
And if anyone wants to have a come at me,
come and find me. I'm in the car park now.
Because I'm a black belt in karate.
Stop the cap.
Come and have a pop.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.